Do you ever find yourself feeling more run down after you get home than you did before you left work? Do you notice more headaches or feelings of nausea in your own home? Do you see your spouse or your children showing more frequent signs of cold and flu-like symptoms, coughing, sore throat, sneezing, wheezing? Is there an area in your house that makes your eyes or throat feel scratchy? Do you notice a funny, musty odor that you don't recall being there before, even though you know you have a clean house? Is there a moisture problem in your house? There are many different mold companies out there offering a variety of techniques. These companies will throw fancy terms and product names at you in the hope that by giving you all these buzzwords and industry terms, they'll confuse you. Many companies will offer just about anything they think you'll want to hear, sometimes minimizing the problem just in order to make a sale. Most of them will not stress that the most important underlying issue is removing the source of the water. What they won't tell you is the chemicals that they use are almost completely ineffective, and in many cases, they even contain known poisons, some of which can cause cancer. In many cases, their wonderful poisonous systems usually make the problem worse than before they started. Many times, they end up missing the hidden mold, leaving your family's health at risk and charging you for the privilege of taking your money and making your life more miserable. The northeastern Ohio climate is especially ripe for mold growth. More than 70% of the houses tested were found to have been contaminated with one or more types of toxic mold. This mold is dangerous, and there's a good chance it could make you and your family sicker than you can imagine. In fact, Dr. Chin Yang of Cherry Hills Labs, one of the world's foremost mold scientists, once told me, given sufficient square footage in a confined space, even a non-toxic mold will break down your body's defenses and you will develop an allergic reaction. It's only a matter of time. The mold in your home can even be fatal. It sometimes causes people to die, and often even their doctors don't know what went wrong to make these people sick. Here's what the experts call the Big Three. Aspergillus, a mold that is often an opportunistic pathogen. What this means in plain English, a disease-causing mold that can attack, especially when your immune resistance is lowered because you're sick with something else. It's often the cause behind asthma, nerve damage, liver disease, lung disease, heart disease, and severe eye damage. This toxin is so deadly, it's a favorite biological weapon of third world countries where they can make it by the barrelful. The bad news is many northeastern Ohio homes are full of this type of mold, and it's commonly found throughout the wall cavities and heating and cooling systems. Stachybotrys, the black mold, is another deadly toxin-causing mold. It can be lethal to both animals and children. It's often referred to as the baby killer. It's believed to be responsible for killing 7 infants right here in Cleveland, Ohio. It's found on wet cellulose-containing materials like drywall. It's normally found in houses after water damage and prefers to grow in dark places like wall cavities. You should be especially concerned if anyone in your home is experiencing difficulty breathing, dizziness, memory loss, hearing loss, depression, headaches, tremors, skin rashes, chronic fatigue, or flu-like symptoms. Penicillium, another disease-causing mold responsible for a host of infections, including cancer. Listen, there are dozens more toxic molds which mirror these horrible effects. Warning signs: wet basements or even damp basements not yet trickling onto the floor, roof leaks, plumbing leaks, even window and door leaks can all be sources of moisture that can cause mold to grow. But that's not all. Mold can even lurk in hidden areas of your house, growing behind the walls due to the mold itself creating condensation in places that are rarely discovered. Not only that, your furnace or air conditioning system can be contaminated too. That often means that every time you turn on your furnace or your air conditioner, you could potentially be spreading harmful mold spores throughout the house for you and your loved ones.